Folks are realizing that you were right all along. You were either telling the truth all along, all right, and this is a big one here. Let it be known on the Mindset Elevator. If people are starting to realize that you were telling the truth the entire time in your situation, all right, folks are realizing you were right, all right, and the truth always prevails. And you're going to be vindicated for speaking the truth, and you're going to be ostracized because perhaps people do not believe your version of events, or don't want to believe, or have been led away from your truth because there were other narratives that were waiting to be kind of like thrusted forward, right? A lot of people may have lied on you and tried to deceive other people about your version of events or from what you said happened, but no matter what, you remain steadfast in your version. You made it very clear that one of these days everybody's going to find out what the truth really is, and perhaps that day is now, it's today, or it's been recent, or it's coming out that you were telling the truth the entire time. Folks are realizing you were right all along. Folks are realizing that when you called something out and you said, take a look at this, you may want to pay very close attention because this is going to become a problem soon. It's probably something that you could have alerted your folks about, your workplace, your boss, your family. It could be your neighbors. It could be something that you sensed or something that you perceived was going to be, something impending, something that was not going to be favorable for people involved. And you tried to alert people. People kind of maybe pushed you away and were kind of like, listen, we're not buying what you're selling. We don't believe it. You're exaggerating. We're not going to listen to you. A lot of times people are not going to want to listen to you because they don't want to regard you as some kind of expert or some sort of person who knows what's really going on. It's like people don't want to listen to you or take orders from you or take advice from you because it makes them feel lower. So they dismiss you until what you said or from what you predicted actually ended up transpiring, right? So it's like folks are realizing you were right all along. If only they had listened to you, then perhaps a calamity wouldn't have taken place. A certain situation wouldn't have happened to the extent that it did. You were right. You said it was going to be like this, this, and this, and that's exactly what happened. And they didn't believe you, or they didn't want to feed into what you were saying. You were right all along. All right. Folks don't want to give you credit where it's due. You may have a lot of gifts and talents. You may really want to help everybody. And sometimes you probably feel and see that things aren't correct, all right, in your world, in other people's world. You're trying to make things right. You're trying to remedy everything and show that, we gotta fix this. There's a solution. Or perhaps you're telling the truth and people are saying that you're lying, and you're trying to say, you know what, I am telling the truth and I'm going to keep speaking the truth. You guys don't believe me, but I'm telling you, one of these days you guys are going to see that I was telling the truth the entire time. Right. And they're starting to realize that that time is now. All right. Perhaps if people have been lying on you, and I know what it feels like to be lied on. All right. It's not pretty. It's not comfortable because if people don't know you that well or have some issue with you or whatever the case might be, like they will, or if the person that's lying on you is influential in some kind of way, they'll believe these lies and they come back and they want to look at you in a certain type of way and have this attitude and want to come at you and ask you all these questions. But why would you do that? Why would you say that? And you're saying that's not how it happened. That's not what transpired. This is what happened. And they're like, you know what? No, I don't believe your story. I don't believe your version because so-and-so said something else and I believe what they're saying. And you're like, whatever. All right. Believe that. But I'm telling you, the truth's coming out about the situation and you guys are going to see what it really was eventually. And now they're seeing what it really is. Now they're seeing that that person all along was a liar and was somebody who was trying to destroy your reputation by, creating falsehoods and wanting people to bite that instead of believing the truth that you had to share. You must have been trying really hard sometimes to show that this is the truth. This is what it really is, or that calamity is pending. That issue is going to get worse. People don't want to give you credit. People don't want to show you any respect, right? Of, hearing your version, hearing your side. All right. You're going to be shut down. People don't want to hear where you're coming from. But now, because certain things have taken place, right, where either perhaps the liar has slipped up now. Now people are looking at them funny, like, didn't you say last time that so-and-so did this? Now you're saying that it was something else. Now you're saying something else that you didn't say prior. What is this, And they start really getting their brains turning, their minds whirling with these discrepancies. And they start thinking about the times that you said what the truth was. They're starting to think about the times that you said this was the truth. This is what really happened, or this bad thing was going to happen. And they're starting to put the pieces together and realize that you were really on that alerting tip. You were really trying to alert everybody, or as many people as you could, or whoever was affected in the situation, about what was going on for real. And so now people are realizing that you were right all along. Folks are realizing, yep, you were right. It's kind of like that walk of shame. Like sometimes they won't even approach you and say that you were right. They kind of like hang their head in shame and maybe tiptoe around you because they were so wrong about you. They doubted you so severely that they were willing to, feed into the narrative that some other false person was feeding to them. And now they realize that was all a facade. That was all illusions that were being casted upon them. They feel deceived now, right? They know it's not just you that's affected by this. Now they feel deceived about what these lying perpetrators have said, or perhaps the slander that was really pushed out there about you. People are realizing you were right all along. You were right that something was going to go wrong. You were right that something needed to be fixed. You were right that something needed to be solved in due time because a bad situation was going to come out of this. You tried to alert people, tell people, show people, demonstrate that there were things that were not correct. And you had the solution. You had what was correct. Either if it was the truth, a solution, a remedy, all right, something that you would absolve, yourself of any wrongdoing, something that could fix the situation, something that could solve the situation, fix it, bring it back to life, whatever it might be. Folks are realizing now, right, that you were right all that while. All right. Some folks might actually approach you and say, you were right. Like I said earlier, some folks might not. And they're so shocked by the circumstances that ended up happening that they just can't even approach you. But some people will approach you and say, you know what? You were right. Like you were eerily correct about what you said was going to happen. Or, wow, you're telling me that, they were telling me you were lying doing this. Now I see what you're talking about. Now I see that you were telling the truth. Like, wow, I can't believe this. People are going to be in extreme disbelief to see that the whole while, for some reason, your presence, it's like people are they don't want to believe. They don't want to believe in you or the words you speak or the things that you can almost foresee. They don't want to believe that it's possible that you actually can override other perceptions, or you could override other people's version of events. Like they don't want to believe that that could be you. But they have no choice. They're realizing now, because of whatever transpired by now, that you were right. All right. And let it be known in the comments, what were you right about? All right. What did you predict that was perhaps going to take place at a future date that ended up happening that people doubted you about? What was it? All right. What did you decide to tell people? Hey, listen, this needs to be fixed. Hey, listen, they're not telling the truth. What was the situation? All right. That perhaps casted doubt on your name. And then now it's only after the fact that people are realizing you were right. And did you know they found out that you were right? Did they approach you and say that, darn, you were right? What happened? Let it be known. Let's get the community buzzing here. Let's get the comment section buzzing. I thank you guys so very much for stopping by on this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, okay? And I love you guys so much. And I thank you guys for taking the time to watch all the content that I post. And I hope all is well with each and every single one of you. I hope you guys have been enjoying January 2025 to the fullest, all right? And enjoying implementing new ideas, goals, getting really excited, getting really stoked for the 2025 year. All right, everybody, stay up. Stay positive, and I'll see you guys soon, okay? Bye.